up articles for synchronicities. So I did the Google search, so I know the words. I'm gonna give you the definition and everything. Synchronicity, the simultaneous occurrence of events which appear significantly related but have no discernible causal connection. They use these big words, right? Synchronous is something that keeps happening, and there's no casual connection to it, but there is a connection. It's a synchronicity. You just have to pay attention to what's going on, and you can piece it together to your life. I'm a go into it, the Google definition, but let me just say the articles that I did choose. I did 7 ways to interpret and manifest it. Synchronicity, 7 ways to interpret and manifest synchronicities. And then I also did a Google search. It's with words. But let me go back to the Google search for synchronicities. What does synchronicity mean spiritually? Synchronicities are incidents of spiritual significance that acts us to momentarily dampen our self-obsession. Like, you're always thinking about yourself, but it's deeper than that. And consider the possibility of the divine. Like, maybe you're getting a sign from the divine, because the signs come from the divine. Synchronicities are their signs, because spirits and things don't talk to you. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to the signs, and that's how you can figure it out, because a lot of things you have to figure it out on your own. Synchronistic experiences leave us with a curious sense that we should pay attention. So it's things that happen, and it's like you have to pay attention to it so you can figure out where to piece it or where to put it into your life. Synchronicities. That's just in spiritual, because it could be a sign from the divine. People be like, oh, this is a sign, and then others be like, oh, you're crazy. Like, it's not a sign, it's just something that happened. But if you pay attention to what goes on, you can find your own synchronicities in life. And it's a sign. Signs consider the possibility of the divine. What are examples of synchronicities? Created with a sketch. Synchronicity may be as simple as seeing a word repeatedly and looking for meaning in that experience. In a more complex example, imagine that someone has a dream about an old friend shortly after they run into the friend. So it could be a dream, a casual dream. Like, oh, I was dreaming about you. Oh, I was thinking about you. And then your phone rings and the person calls, and it's like, oh my God, like, that's a synchronicity. Or you thinking about someone and they text you. That's a synchronicity. Like, oh, you put it out there. It's your mind. Your mind is powerful. So that's what does it mean in spirituality? Okay. Examples. That's an example. Dreams, or your mind. You're thinking of them. How do you explain synchronicities? In psychology, because it's always psychology, Carl Jung introduced the concept of synchronicities. It's defined as the occurrence or of meaningful coincidences that seem to have no cause. There's no cause to it. It just happens. You have to pay attention to it, because you cannot notice it. Like in the morning, you can see signs of it, and then in the afternoon you keep seeing the same signs, and then you don't think about what happened in the morning, that you saw the same thing you saw in the afternoon, and now it's evening and now you're seeing it again, and then you think like, oh my God, like this happened in the morning, afternoon, and those are synchronicities. That's how you piece it together. When you pay attention, stop, think, you get it. It's coincidences that seem to have no cause. That is, the coincidences are a casual. The underlying idea is that there is unity in diversity. Like, okay, what is synchronicity in the universe? Synchronicity is a term coined by psychologist Carl Jung. Coined is like he banked on that. Like he marketed it. He marketed the terms like synchronicity, and he found the definition, the terms, and he can. Whenever you look up the word synchronicity, it always references Carl Jung because he banked on it. So whenever you see the word, it's going to reference him and his knowledge on it, or his works on the term synchronicity to explain it, because he banked it. He discovered it. Like, he found the meaning, explanation, everything goes back to Carl Jung. But he's a Swiss psychologist, Carl Jung. I thought he was Asian. He's Swiss. Wow, okay. As an explanation for seemingly coincidental yet meaningful events in the external world that do not have an obvious cause. That could be like you running into numbers, or you're seeing numbers all the time. You're seeing numbers all day. You see the how do you say, the double numbers, the synchrony, the like 111. You see 111. You see 222, 333, 444. Like, you're seeing those numbers all day, but you don't pay mind to it. But if you Google those numbers, then you'll find the meaning to those numbers, because all the numbers have meanings. You just have to take time out of your life, look up the term, and look up the number, and you'll find the Google meaning for the number. So these are the Google terms, and a little bit of questionings as to synchronicities. What are they? Why? Where? The universe? Everything? How? What? Everything. So now I'm going to go into the article.